Hey guys, it's Kelly and welcome to another Flossy Friday. It is April 8th. How are y'all doing? I hope well. It's been a crazy week. I've done a little bit of stitching and some more quilting, and I have some Quilting Haul to show you. So before we get to that, let me just state that the cats are doing great. They're actually in the other room sleeping. Stella has been super clingy for a couple of days. And otherwise, yeah, they're doing great. I'm doing great. Work has been pretty chill this week, but it's going to be picking up again soon. I started 75 hard on Sunday and it has been crazy, but I highly recommend it. If you're looking for mental discipline to integrate with your fitness journey. So if you're lacking the mental discipline and things like that, it can really help you, but also it's really helpful to have a group for camaraderie for that. So really thankful to the OPG ambassadors. There is a group of us that is doing it. There's a small group of us doing it for the first time. There's several people starting the program over and that joined in. And anyways, it's really cool. It's been interesting. It's a lot, but thankfully a lot of it I already did every day. It's just now I have a checklist, but it's also keeping me more on track with my actual workouts that my trainer is giving me, which is where I was actually really struggling. So let's talk about stitching and then we will get into the quilty goodness. And yeah, all right. So, because I have several quilty things to talk about. But I did get my temperature sowls from the Stitch and Mommy. This is the Temperature Wander with Me sow. And this is the cat version. There is also a dog version that she put out this year, but this is Potter's sampler. This is the low temperatures. And this is through Wednesday of this week. So pretty cool. We're starting to get into where our lows are in like the 60s and 70s. But still dropping down into the 40s and the 50s as well. So it's definitely still spring as far as the lows go, but the highs are a Texas spring. That is for sure. So my necklace keeps on turning around. So I also have Stella's sampler up to date to Wednesday, and these are both just on 14 count black Aida that you can get at the craft store. Nothing fancy. But if you'll notice, this really, really dark orange down here, it got up to 91 degrees the other day. And I went for my outdoor workout to do that, mowing the backyard. So it was a little hot, but yeah, we're definitely going to get into, like, we might still have a green here or there for the highs, but I think that's more going to be in the lows. But we are getting into where it's going to be the yellows, the oranges, and we're going to start seeing some of those reds come in the next like month or so. So those are caught up, and I'll wait a couple of days to get those caught up again. And I do want to focus on some stitching this upcoming week, but I really, truly have been enjoying quilting. So a couple of things. I don't know if it'll be easy to show or not. I'm going to try and not make you seasick, but Ashley gave me this wonderful organizer over here. There's there's 9 bins, and all of them have an active quilt in it except for 2. There are planned quilts in there. The fabric for my Texas quilt is in there, and for my Exploding Hearts quilt. So it's kind of exploding. You can see that my Texas rows are up there as well for my dad's quilt. And there is some other stuff kind of like spread out. But it got a lot of things cleaned up in my room, and she's moving and needed to downsize. And so I'm putting it to really good use. And my goal would be to never have more than that many active projects at one time. Slash also that's where I want to be able to put in the planned projects. But also right now I have projects that, well, that's part of the haul, you guys. It's part of the haul. And, I just currently have more projects than are in the bin. Although, she did make me promise her that the Texas flag top for my dad, that at minimum, I will put the rows together within the next 2 weeks. So she's like so mad at me that I haven't done that. I'm going to show a little bit of a pattern haul because they came in and I'm so excited about it. So I had told y'all that I needed to get the exploding heart, fabric. Well, I have that too. Did I show that last week or did I show that on Instagram? I showed it on Instagram. I got to pull that too and show you. But I needed to get the pattern. So I got the exploding heart pattern. No. I got this chain link pattern, which I'll show you what I got this specifically for in just a minute. And I got this one. I don't have anything planned for this one yet, but it's going to be amazing. Wandering Geese. Very cool pattern. And I bought a digital pattern called Fenced In. And this isn't the pattern, but they give you a coloring sheet. And this is kind of the idea that I had for what I wanted to do with it. I went a little bit of a different direction, so you'll see that in a minute, but that's the design sheet. So it's on point, which I've never done. So that'll be really fun and interesting. But yeah. Oh, there's one more. But what did I do with it? Where did I put it? Yikes. There's one more. Because on Monday we met the designer. Here it is. It's called, oh, this is more for the haul. Where is the, oh, there it is. Okay. I also got this pattern. And I got all of those off of Etsy. This is the over and down under. I do not have the fabric for this yet. I am waiting for it to come in. The quilt shops have gotten the boltage for the collection that I want to do this in, but they have not gotten the pre-cuts, and I need a jelly roll. So this one is in waiting. And then on Monday at our Quilt Guild meeting for this month, we met Glenda Wilder, and she did the boomerang class the next day, and I did not take the boomerang class, but I stopped in to not only say hi to Glenda, but also to other members of our guild on my lunch break, and because I needed to pick up fabric for one of the quilts that I started. You'll see it in a minute. But anyways, they were doing this class, and one of my friends in the guild, because you had to buy the pattern for the class, she was like, I'm never going to make this again. And if you want to make it, she just gave me the pattern. So she gifted me the pattern as I was leaving that day, which was really cool. So, all right. This, I just need to move some stuff. So this weekend, while I was down in Montgomery, the orange fabric is in the closet. I got an orange fabric with white polka dots because I'm going to start collecting interesting orange fabrics that are similar to my college colors as well as blues. But I specifically want to mix it with Debbie Maddie, which hers looks like tie-dye, shibori, and things like that. It's like the beautiful blue and whites. Okay, so I picked up that. And no, And actually, I did put this in the last video. I did talk about some of this because I didn't upload it until Monday, which I think really it didn't go live till Tuesday, but I'll say it again here. So I had gotten this in the end of Bolt sale, and I picked up the Grunge Exploding Hearts kit with the white. So this is the backing. So I just need binding, and I have an idea for what I want to do for that, but I haven't fully decided yet. But that is in waiting for sure. Okay, so let me talk about these blocks right here and why I have little baggies sticking out everywhere. So we are doing the Color of Connection quilt with my Quilt Guild. I don't know or remember all the ins and outs. We were told about it in January, but if you go on Instagram to Color of Connection quilt, or is it Connection of Color quilt? Dang it. These aren't going to say either. Poop, poop, poop. Anyways, I made a post about it, about this blocks that I'm about to show you on my Instagram, and I did tag them. So go check it out. It's three friends. One I know for sure owns a small quilt shop, or like quilting fabric shop. And they design, I think this is the second year they've done it. They've designed 2 quilts, and it's a s7e, and it's a charity. So you pay so much money for the pattern, it goes to charity, but then you have the pattern, but it's also a s7e that they did. Well, our person in our guild over events kind of saw it on Instagram and presented it as an idea in January. And in February, we signed up for it. So she reached out to the 3 ladies who do this quilt and, or this charity quilt, thing. Basically, you're supposed to buy the pattern with 2 of your other friends, and y'all switch blocks and you help each other make each other's quilt. And so it's kind of like a friendship quilt thing. So she reached out to them and asked, can I buy the pattern and ask who in my guild wants to join this collaborative quilt thing? They pay X amount of money to join this little group to do it, and then I'll send you that money as an extra donation. And also because we would be sharing the pattern. And they said yes. So, and she told us about it in January. We signed up for it in February, and you had the month of February to pick out your fabrics, pre-cut everything, put it in little Ziploc bags for each block. And then we also received these that have like our name and numbers. Ooh. I don't know who's, anyways, they have your name, number, and a place for whoever sews it together to put their name, so you knew who made which one, and which block you would be making, and all of that kind of like good stuff. And we brought them to April's meeting, and we made piles. You kept 1 block for yourself, and then we made piles. But we only had 7 people join, so we had 8 piles. So she put one of everyone's last block in everyone's pile. So you went home with 2 of your own and possibly 2 of somebody else's, or possibly 3 of your own. So I got 2 of my own, and I happened to get the same pattern from the one that I kept. So this is what my misha, is it the misha blocks? I think this is the misha block. So each block is named after each of the 3 women. But anyways, this is my misha block. And I'm doing it in Civil War reprints. So that is something also that I'm working on. We have to get all of these done this month so that way we can return everyone's little baggies at the May meeting. And then we have the month of May to put our quilt tops together, and then we're going to show them in June. So we're doing it a little bit different than the original like plan, but it's turning out really well. So anyways, let me show you. I'll show you kind of what I've been working on as I also go through haul. So I showed you the Exploding Hearts kit. All right, so this pattern right here is for the Mod Meow by Riley Blake collection. And this is another one of the fabrics. We kind of put it in, not in the same order. But I went over to see Little Split Peas. It's a little shop out of somebody's house that's in our guild. She sells on Etsy. So if you want to check out her shop, she carries a lot of Cotton and Steel, Ruby Star, and some really popular Moda collections. But it's Little Split Peas. I went over there and took these and asked her to help me figure out what fabric I wanted. So I am reversing the light and the dark on this, but I got punch dots. It's new from Ruby Star. So in the pattern, it's going to be like where the white is, but it's still going to just be like a light and a dark around the charm squares. So nothing crazy. And then, so I got the black colorway of punch dots to go with it. And then this is called Celestial. It's backing fabric, also from Ruby Star, but it's like this grayish cream with white dots and gold stars and moons. It is stunning. And the reason why it goes is because some of these have little stars and stuff on them. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's like little stars. So it matches, and it looks, both of these look really good with all of the fabrics. And since this is backing fabric, I may also back this quilt in this. And then I don't know what I'm going to do for the binding yet. So I haven't started cutting that one out, but I really, really want to. Now, I got a layer cake, also of Riley Blake's, Beneath the Western Sky. And I've already cut it up into charm packs, and I did it by color, but here's just a couple of like the fabrics. So we have like moons and flowers, and it's very Southwestern, but we have like, you know, some Southwestern patterns. There's those same moons, but in the kind of burgundy color. We have little moons. We have triangles. This is one of my absolute favorites in the entire line. It's one of my faves. But we have some more of that Southwestern feel. These are really cute. And then we have some of the patterns in a blue, like a light blue colorway. We got little leaves in there. And then the navy is gorgeous. It's super stunning. And the pattern that I want to do for this is a free pattern from Moda. It's called Charming Stars. And I got navy for the binding because that's going to be stunning. And this is a charm pack quilt. So the quilt takes 3 charm packs. It takes 3 charm packs plus 2 charms. So I will have enough charms in here to do the medallions between the sashing, because there are medallions, and I'm just gonna pick like 2 or 3 patterns that are left after I make the stars, and I'm gonna make the medallions, or the cornerstones, sorry. I'm going to make them out of the same like 3 prints because they will be the size of a mini charm. So you split this into 4 and I get 4 cornerstones. And then the final border around it, you're supposed to pick a fabric, and it's a 2.5-inch border. Well, if you cut a charm pack in half, or a charm in half, it's 2.5 inches. So I calculated with the leftover charms, if I cut them in half, would I have enough inches to make the final borders? And I will. So I'm going to make a scrappy pieced border as well, which I'm super excited about. So also on the pattern on the website, the sashing and the center of the stars are all the same color. So what I'm going to do instead is the center stars are going to be this mustard yellow, because there's only 2 fabrics in here that have this as the background, but it shows up a lot in all the other fabrics. So this is going to be the center of the stars. It's going to really like bring in all the fabrics together. And this is going to be the sashing with the cornerstones. And I think to tie it together, I'm going to pick cornerstones from leftover mustard fabrics or navy to then also tie it into the eventual binding. And any leftover scraps that are 2.5 by 5 of any of these fabrics, I can also throw in to the border as well, just to like throw in some solids and connect it all. So I did already cut this up, but you can get a really good idea of what it looks like. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Let me show y'all. That's that print. Oh, here's the navy. This one's probably actually my favorite. That one's gorgeous. And then, where's the constellation-y kind of looking one? Oh, here it is. There's all different like outlined animals and flowers and things like that. So the fenced in quilt, I did also go ahead and break down my layer cake of the Under the Apple Tree from Cotton and Steel. And I've already started putting together 10 of the blocks. I went on Tuesday and I picked out my main fabric. So this is going to be the big corner pieces to put it on point, but also this is all the sashing. And for the cornerstones, I picked the same line, but in brown to like really set it off. So I have all my cornerstones cut out. I cut up my layer cake into charms because again, this takes charms. I have 5 blocks currently going. So this is half of a block, so you can see. But each block, let me cut one off so that I can show you. There's my starter. Hold on. Not really wise to do what I just did, but I'm not going to tell you. So each block is all the same fabric with the sashing and the cornerstone in it. So that'll be one block like that. Not doing a great job of showing it, but that'll be a block. But like the paper showed, if I can remember where I threw it, here it is. Once it's on point, it'll look like they're in little like fruit baskets, you know, like the little strawberry or like berry baskets. And different fruits or designs will be within these cornerstones and sashing. So those actually look like they're the blocks because it's on point and how it's turned. So it's going to be really cool to like see it come together. And I picked the lighter color instead of the brown because we wanted to keep it a lighter colored quilt instead, but the brown would have probably made it seem really dark and a little dreary. So that's why I went with the light version for the main berry baskets, as well as like the triangles around the edges, and went for the brown in the cornerstones. But also, if you ever think about those little like berry cartons and things like that, they're usually a light like gray or white color, or like teals and stuff. Like old school ones are like minty teal. So anyways, that's about a little bit more than half a block. But they're really cool fabrics. And the reason why I purposely kind of rotated the strawberries is it's the only fabric that is directional with fruit on it anyway. So we've got pears, and there's some, you know, plaids in here. There's more strawberries, little apples. Ooh, the berries are really fun. Those are super cute. They're really pretty in the blue. Very pretty. But it's reds, blues, greens, a little bit of pinks, a little bit of brighter greens, and then gold colors. So that's what I've been working on, and my haul, and kind of where everything sits and what's going on over here at my house. I have so many things. I have like 52 whips, I think, for cross stitch, and I have 9 with quilts, because it actually tells me that because I don't have all of my blocks yet for my Civil War reprint quilt, that it's technically not a whip of mine yet, because I don't have it all at my house. But I do have that project where I have to finish the blocks of other people's. But I came home with 9 blocks, and I've already finished 4. So I have 5 left to do this month, and I'm going to try and do at least 2 a week. Because I don't know why I did this to myself. I got excited. I wanted to see my fabrics put together. And also, I got 3 done in a single night because I did the easiest block configuration first. These other ones are a little bit more difficult because they all involve half square triangles, and the pattern, you oversize the blocks so you can trim them down, and trimming them down just takes a long time. So, and also not getting everybody's fabrics mixed up. So you have to like pull stuff out one at a time, finish one block. So it makes chain piecing a little bit harder and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what's been going on over here. I hope that y'all are well. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm kind of into the quilting right now. Hopefully I pick back up with my cross stitch, but I do still want to cross stitch. I am still sometimes cross stitching, just not as much as I was. Like I am like full blown back into quilting, I think, at least for a little while. But I know a lot of the collections that are coming out, being friends with the quilt shop owners, you get to like see things before they come out, and it's several more months before I'm super into anything coming out. So that's good for me and my pocketbook. That'll allow me to buy less fabric and get more things quilted, which, speaking of that, I did drop off Monday my food group quilt. Wait till you see the back of it. It's actually insane what all I had to do to make it big enough. I dropped off my 30s print quilt, and which I think I'm going to piece the binding with the, I have one more charm pack of it, and I think it'll be enough to do a binding. It'll be a really thick binding because of all the seams, but I think it'll be really cute. So we'll see. And then I also dropped off all 4 of like the pillow fronts for my bedroom with the matching Maureen McCormick fabric. So that's what's going on. Anyways, there's some other exciting things kind of like in the works that I really want to talk about, but I can't yet because they're unofficial. So as soon as I can do that, that'd be really awesome to be able to share with you guys. And yeah, I hope that y'all are having a fantastic week. I hope that y'all have a great one coming up, and I will see y'all next Friday. Bye, guys.